Hi everyone, today I've got another video for you about the off-plan market here in Dubai, and specifically about the rights of a buyer and developer if either party defaults on the terms of their agreement. Firstly, I'm going to talk from the developer's side on what they can do if a buyer defaults on the terms that are within the SPA. To make it quite simple, if a buyer does go against the terms in the SPA, then the developer is entitled to both cancelling the contract and getting compensation. So the process of doing it is that the developer would notify the Dubai Land Department of the situation, and they will issue a default notice to the buyer, giving 30 days notice to remedy all the default. If the 30 days notice period passes without the default being rectified, then the developer can approach the Dubai Land Department to deregister the unit, essentially cancelling the contract that they have with the buyer. This procedure is actually quite rare because the developer usually will have late payment charges for any buyers who are running behind on their installment schedule, and will just wait for those payments to be caught up. So upon those cancellations, as I mentioned before, the developers are entitled to some kind of compensation, and that really depends on how much of the project has been completed already. If the construction of the project is already over 80%, then there's three different options that can be done. The first is to keep the money that's already been paid and see if the buyer can somehow pay the rest of the money that is due on the purchase price. The next is to request the DLD to sell the property via public auction and recover the due money. The final option is to deduct no more than 40% of the purchase price and return any excess money to the purchaser within 1 year or 60 days of reselling the unit to another party, whichever comes first. For between 60 and 80% of the project's completion, it's essentially the same in deducting no more than 40% of the property value and returning the excess within 1 year or 60 days, dependent on reselling the property to another buyer. As soon as you go below 60% construction, then the figure of deduction goes down to 25%. The final circumstance is if a developer has not started a project at all, and if it's through something that's not within their control or not through their own negligence, then they can deduct no more than 30% of the purchase price, and the excess has to be returned to the buyer within 60 days. So now we've talked about the developer side. Now I'm going to be talking from the side of the buyer based on if a developer breaches the terms in the contract. To do this, a buyer has to register a civil case in the Dubai court to cancel the SPA and refund any money that they've paid. And the reason a buyer will be able to do this are in a set number of scenarios listed out by law. The first of these is if a developer is refusing to provide a valid sales purchase agreement. Another is that the developer refuses to tie their payment schedule according to the RERA schedule unless they have special permission to collect more. Another is if the developer unilaterally and materially modifies the property. By that I mean they promise the sea view, but what is delivered is a park view, for example. If the property is unusable due to a structural defect, then that would be another scenario. Otherwise, any other reasons which are permissible in civil law as to why there could be a cancellation of the contract. If you've got any questions about the buyers and developers' rights in the off-plan market for cancelling a contract, then don't hesitate to ask me. Otherwise, look out for more of my videos about the off-plan market here in Dubai. If you like this video, please give me the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you know when more videos about the Dubai real estate market come out. Thanks for watching.